Boom. There we are. How about that? Oh man, we are live. What is going on, guys? Let's see here. Dutch Love, what's going on, man? I know it's your bedtime. I will see you. Let's see here. Got a little reverb going on in the background. We're going to turn that off real quick. I can hear myself. There we go. What is going on, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see here. Another wonderful Thursday night. We are in the mix. Let's see here. And Jeff is going to be popping in for a little bit, but he can't hang out with us a lot tonight because he has to be back on the road by 3 a.m. So that is super early. But guys, got a lot of cool stuff to talk about tonight. Hope everybody's doing really well. Let's see. We made it to another beautiful end of the week. Josh Bunn says, nice shirt, Bobby. Yeah, man. Look, dude, I am Team Fataba till I die, dude. And like I said, I just recently jumped on this new Spectrum NX ship. So look, man, I'm gonna ride it until I can't. But I tell you, man, we got a lot of good things coming out. We have some really cool things to talk about. I've been building a lot of airplanes and putting some stuff together and messing around with my gas and go planes and anticipating a lot of cool airplanes that are coming out. So wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of things and just trying to get reacclimated to everything in the RC airplane world, man. So far, it has been nothing but crickets from Motion RC, right? They just recently came out with the Eurofighter 90 millimeter, and they came out with some good videos of it. And I think his name is Wesley. He did a video of the airplane actually, flying, doing grass ops. Clearly, it's grass capable, and that was the 6X version that he had, and it did really well. So if you guys haven't seen that, you get to take a look at it and see what you think about the airplane. I actually have the Eurofighter on pre-order, so I should have that hopefully sometime next month. But I'll tell you, man, it's been pretty crickets on that side, man, with the B1B coming out, man. Everybody is going crazy about it. I've had my ear to the ground to hear what people are thinking, and man, it's pretty interesting to hear about some of the things about the B1B. So I'm looking forward to it. And I'm trying not to watch too much video on the B1B, so it keeps its excitement, and so it stays new and fresh. And there's just a ton of videos coming out on it and stuff. So I don't want to overindulge myself on there. I almost want to starve myself of that airplane. So want to get my hands on it. It'll be cool to take and fly. So and Jeff may be popping in here pretty soon. But yeah, the Eurofighter, if you watch the video, and I'll pull that up for you guys, I think he clocked it doing 146 miles an hour. Granted, that was in a very steep dive, but nonetheless, speed is speed. So, and that was on the 6S version. He said flat and level, it's probably going to be pushing around like 110, 120, which is very respectable. So I was expecting that kind of speed out of the airplane. And, after he was flying it, he was getting more comfortable with it. Somebody asked him why he didn't really like fly it in the first couple of videos. And it was because I assume it was a prototype. It was the only one they got. So he was kind of nervous with it. And, just kind of taking it easy, So that was one of the things that I thought was very interesting with that video. But I would like to pull up the video and let you guys see what you thought about it. So let's see here. We're going to do that. Mike Beard said the B1 is, let's see, 750 pounds in England. It's very costly. And one thing about the B1B is that the box it comes in is massive. So shipping is actually going to be more, so it's one of those things. But when it comes out there, it's going to be a good plane. But like I said, I'm excited about it. I'm trying to be very cautious and reserved with that airplane. So I don't want to go over the top with it because it's a highly anticipated airplane. You're seeing the videos everywhere. It's looking pretty good. So, but let me show you guys the video of the of the Eurofighter from Motion RC. Another good airplane, another big airplane coming out, 90 millimeters. I don't know if you're interested in it or not, but like I said, it's good for the hobby. And we'll have to see. But like I said, a lot of people have pre-ordered the B1. I think that's awesome. It's going to be a good plane. So we'll have to see. My question is, and I already know the answer, how's it going to perform off of grass? So it'll be very interesting. I talked to Carrie, and Carrie said no problem. It's going to rotate off of grass. It should be fine. And if you look at that airplane really nice, you'll see the nacelles are down, and there's really not much to stop it from creating tons of power, tons of thrust with those nacelles hanging down like that. So Mike Beard said that airplane is $907 in England. That is crazy. That is crazy. Let's see here. So without further ado, let me show you a quick video of it and get your thoughts on it. And you tell me what you think. Is it something that you're going to get or not? Let's see. Medscott says, oh, yeah, we'll talk about that, Medscott. That's pretty good. Let's see here. And Jeff's popped into the rooms. Let's see here. Here we go. All right. Let's see here. Bear with me. And away we go. Boom. So we're going to take a look at it right here.
Coming over.
Big. And you can kind of see, the video of it right here.
And today we have the free.
Let's see. So they do the grass op. So you can kind of see, like I said, it rotates off the grass fairly easy. No issues whatsoever. As expected. And this is the 6X version. He does a really good job of kind of flying it. You can kind of see how
it is very windy, and I am flying with no gyro right now. Windy. I do have my CG set a little bit more forward.
So I slightly always do my airplane slightly nose heavy just because it makes me feel better. And rather to be nose heavy than tail heavy.
Really well.
Especially with these EDF jets. So it must be very windy with the way that thing is flying. Wouldn't be a bad idea to throw a gyro in there if you know the winds are going to be like that and you'll be doing a video like this. But you get to see it, and it's cool. So now we get to see how it handles. But it seems to be a pretty capable airplane. This is the 6S version of them flying it.
Full power, and we'll punch out.
And it looks like it has unlimited vertical. It's got plenty of power, and at high alphas, as it should be expected. That looks nice. And it's flying around.
At the end there.
And let's see, he's at 1:20. Get a couple of high-speed passes.
I might have to go for a speed run with this thing.
He said he's going to do a speed run. Me and Jeff were laughing. We were like, it's funny how everybody's paying attention to speeds now. After we've been doing the speed trials and stuff, which is cool. We're going
to get one more speed pass, and then we're going to come into land out in the grass.
And I think he radared that thing. It was like 146 miles an hour, I think, is what it was at.
Full throttle. Here we go. Coming over.
But, the Eurofighter is known to be fast. Me and Jeff have flown it on Microsoft Flight Sim. It's super fast.
All right, we're going to come by for gear.
So there you go.
We're going to make our approach. We're probably getting close to
landing as it comes in. It should be pretty good. Nice high alpha landing. Shouldn't be anything crazy.
Doors open first.
Sequence doors
now
open
the gear
up.
Should cycle.
It's a pretty neat airplane. And I like that it's something different.
There they are.
They come in.
Whew.
That thing's all over the place, man. It must be super windy.
I'm going
to
go no speed brake. We don't need anything extra on us. I'm going to cheat this landing, and we're going to go for the grass.
So he's going to try to cheat in the grass. Looks like, typical Motion RC landing gear that will be able to handle the grass, so that's not going to be an issue. Let's look at it come in and see if we can settle that thing down. It looks like it comes in pretty nice. And that's uneventful
big old bump.
To be as expected. So he checks the battery, and we'll see. What was that, 3 minutes? So that's like a 3-minute flight. I assume he probably had like a 5,000 on that thing. And so he had 15% back. So
it's windy out here right now.
That kind of shows you that it's a power hog. So there you go. So we had a chance to see it. So that's pretty interesting, man. Let's see. I'm going to jump into the mix over here. So what did I miss while I was over there watching that video? So what do you guys think about that, man? I mean, I got one on pre-order. I'm pretty happy about it. I think it's going to be pretty good. Medscott says, back to the B1B. I'll wait for the second batch of B1Bs to come out, and that's typically normally what I do. I normally wait for the. I don't like to get the first production run of anything out, and I've been burned by a couple of planes by doing that. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen with Banana Hobby. We've got Jeremy Soltz over there pushing that airplane to the limit, so I know it's going to be completely good and ready when it hits the ground. And he's been flying that thing a lot, so I know it's going to be dialed in, no questions about it whatsoever. With over there at Team Banana Hobby. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with waiting for the second batch of them to come out. It's going to be a sweet airplane. There's going to be tons of videos of them coming out. Typically, what I do and me and Jeff do is when there's an airplane that's highly anticipated like this that comes out, we really kind of just let the other people come out with their videos and do that, and then we'll come out with it. We'll hold it in reserve, and then we'll slide out with it. So we'll do that. But with this one, I don't know, man. We might pull the trigger on it and go ahead and get the video out so people can see the flight characteristics of it and really get a good feel for how it's flying. So far, most of the videos that I've seen on the B1, it shows it flying and things like that, but you don't really get too much information on how it's handling, in great detail. So that's something that'll be neat to see from some of the other, I guess you could say, YouTubers that are putting out videos like this to see, their spin on it and everything like that. So Joseph Dale says the B1 is freaking sweet, but expensive. I love the hobby, but I can't afford it, and that sucks. Yeah, and I think about that too. That's another thing too, guys. So when we do this channel, we try to do airplanes that are in like everybody's price points. Every now and then we get a little crazy, and we'll jump into some that are kind of expensive, kind of like the 105s. But like when you go up in diameter, you're going up in money as well. So there are some that are out of reach for a lot of people. But if you look at what the B1B is going for in comparison to, like, let's say Motion RCs, when the B2 came out and when the MiG 29 came out, it's close to that, that price point. They're having that price at the pre-order. I think it's what, $699 right now for pre-order. So after pre-order, it's subject to go up in price. So, it's one of those things that if you can afford it, get it. If you can't, get the next best thing. I'm sure there will be something else coming out in reference to that, but you just kind of got to do what you think is right for you. The cool thing is, and in this hobby, is there's so many different types of EDF jets, propeller planes that are out there that it's like there's nothing that you can't do. So let's see here. We'll check it. We'll take it out. I said Jeff's not there to help. Let's see here. Don't need help. Let's see here. But I love having your help. Oh, there you go. Source Production says first lot is sold out on pre-orders for the B1. Second lot is being sold currently and will backfill any cancellations of the first batch. So there you go. So let's see. Eddie K, what's going on? Jeff, you need to be going to bed, man. You got to get up at 3 a.m. Like, what are you doing? if you can't come on and get on a video, you can't be in the chat. That's funny. I know what he's doing. He's probably in the shower right now, showering, and he's in the room. It's funny. Let's see. Lionel Randall says, even without VAT, the price is high. Yep, it is what it is. A lot of technology involved in that airplane. Let's see here. I'm just trying to catch up. What's going on, Gudiak? What's going on, Mike Beard? Let's see. Craig Bevan, what's going on, man? Good to have you in here. Mike Metz. Mike Metz says, I like the 6S speed, but wish they would also show the 8S speed. That's one thing I was hoping they were going to do on the Eurofighter. Kind of let me down because I was like, man, you show the 6S. Typically, when you do these things, you show the most, the highest performance one first, and then you can show the 6S. But yeah, it would be nice to see what the 8S is doing. If you can see that the 6S is doing like 146 miles an hour in a steep dive and like 120 flat and level or so, you can assume that the other one is going to be doing about maybe 10 to 20 miles an hour faster, right? So that's what I'm hoping. But let's see. Here we go. Mike Bird said definitely going to get the Eurofighter. Seth Greenberg says nice bird for the rich. I don't know, man. It depends. Let's see here. Mike Met says I was all set for the Eurofighter, then the B1B hit, so B1B it is. Then I go for the Eurofighter. He says when I go for the Eurofighter, it will be 8S. Yep, absolutely. And it's kind of cool, man. You just kind of figure out what you want, man. But that B1B is looking pretty tough, looking really nice. Let's see. Rich Hollenbach says, "Hey Bobby, hope all is well. Can't wait until you review the B1B. That is a sweet looking bird." Yeah. So, and I'll be honest with you, man. I'm really looking forward to doing the B1B. So one thing I'm curious about are the wheels on the B1B. And like I said, I know it will rotate off of grass, but I want to see how it actually does. And so far, all the X-Fly airplanes, even the ones with the tiniest front wheels, me and Jeff were looking at the T7A. We flew the Alpha Jet. That one had a really tiny nose wheel, and they all rotated off the grass perfectly fine. So it did really, really well. So the wheels on the B1 look to be a little larger, so I think we're going to be okay. I honestly think we're going to be okay. Let's see. Let's see here. We're going into here. Let's see. Snow River says it's banana hobby. The price is just as likely to drop $100. So there you go. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, it could fluctuate, man. You never know, plus or minus $100. You just never know what the market's going to do. Let's see. Turn says have a few guys at the field that are jumping on the FR Sky radio. Man, I've tried one of those radios. They're pretty difficult for me. So maybe that's probably some user error there. Let's see. Rich Hollenbach says, you think E-Flight is going to re-release the 75 millimeter Viper? I don't know, man. I don't know. If they do, I hope they have better retracts, right? I don't. At the rate the way E-Flight is doing stuff, they're just re-releasing a bunch of really good planes that have sold in the past. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I don't know anything per se exactly, but I could assume that they're going to do that. I mean, they're re-releasing a bunch of stuff. If you look behind me, you'll see that is the first generation Hangar 9 Piper Pawnee right there, and that's running on gas. And so we got a good video of that thing flying, and it's a really nice Sunday flyer. It's not going to break any speed records, but it is amazing. I love the way it flies, and it's to me and Jeff's standards, it's boring, but sometimes boring is fun. Like it's very, very fun. Let's see here. Let's see. Somebody said, I don't understand your shirt. I'm trying to read it. It says Fataba, Team Fataba. So Fataba is a type of radio brand, and it's a really nice radio here. You want to see it? There you go. So Futaba. Person's funny. Let's see here. Tall Guys RC, what's going on, man? Let's see here. Seth Greenberg says, I'm stuck with the Mirage 2000. That's funny. The Freewing Mirage is actually really nice. If you guys get a chance to fly the Mirage, man, get that thing. It's fun. It's a really good warm up to, some of these Delta Wing type EDF jets, and as fast as could be. It's extremely fast. Mike Metz, he says, I like that they made the B1 reverse thrust and gyro. That sold me more on it. Yeah. The fact that the B1, and I know you guys are probably tired about talking about the B1, but it's such an awesome and well thought out airplane. Look, it has a gyro in it, so it's going to fly really nice. It has reverse thrust for you guys that fly on pavement that need it to slow down. I mean, I can't think of what more that you would want out of that airplane. It's just one of those things that when they make an airplane, they're making a really nice package. I believe that B1B is a really nice package, a really nice one. Has everything in it. I watched the videos of Jeremy building the airplane, and then I watched a really good video of what's the other guy's name? Put that airplane together. So that's what I think. But I watched him put the airplane together, and it looks very straightforward. So there you go. There you go. But the B1B is everywhere. So I know a lot of people will let the dust settle before they pull the trigger on something like that and start watching the videos. And then, it is what it is. Let's see here. Rich Hollenbach, good to have you, man. Thanks for popping in here. Let's see, Bobby, did you order the 8S? The 8S. I ordered the 8S Eurofighter. I did. And the B1B is in the basket. So yes, I will have a B1B. I don't know if I'll have the first batch or the second batch, man. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Ralph is his name. That's it, Ralph. Ralph did an unboxing video of it, so I watched Jeremy's. Um, and nothing against Ralph, but I like Jeremy's videos too, so I watched them both. Let's see. I think they both do a really good job. Let's see. Jetman says, "What do you got back there in the green?" That is, who knows the name of that airplane? It's a STOL airplane. It's an old German World War II airplane. I'm just going to leave it like that. And I'm going to leave it way in the back where you have to really look hard to kind of see what it is. But I'll give you a hint. I'll say Storch. How about that? And it's electric. I know some of you guys are saying boogie woogie, you like that dance. Let's see. Let's see here. So moving right along, I'm getting heckled on my phone. It's funny from some people from Instagram. Let's see. Banana drops 200 to 300 off their 105 millimeter planes all the time. Actually, Snow River, when they drop the price on them, most of them are the airplanes that don't have the upgraded brakes on them, JP brakes. When I bought the 105 MB 339 and the L39, that was because it had the factory fan in there and it had like the stock JP brakes. Now they have upgraded ones in there, and now they're dropping the JP fans in that thing. So yeah, so I wouldn't bet on Banana Hobby to drop the price, fluctuate plus or minus $300 on this bird for sure. Not the way that it's running off sales wise. It's doing pretty good. Let's see. Live bombs. That's what I want for that price. Joseph Dell wants the thing to actually drop real bombs. What's going on, Lee Man? Lee Man says can't have it. No more room in the hangar. I am running into that issue. And I'm telling you, it's becoming a real issue. Like I went into my garage and I looked at it and I'm stepping over airplanes. I've gone gas plane crazy. So yeah, and the gas planes are much bigger. And I wish I took a picture of it to show you guys, but I'm telling you, you know. Let's see. Yeah, Snow River says Bobby is waiting to see if Banana comps his. Nope, they're not, Snow River. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're not. Let's see. Feshler Storch. There it is. Boom. That's exactly what that airplane is. You guys are right back behind me. Yep, you're absolutely right. It is a Storch. That is. It's an electric one. It's not done yet. You can see that's the build table right there. So the Piper Pawnee is completely done. It's ready to go, but I want to bring that in here and let you guys see it. You know, I've been on the fence about buying the brand new Piper. And I don't see the point in buying it when I have this thing and it flies perfectly well. The newer one is 20cc. That thing has like a 82 stroke gas motor in it. I think it's one of those Evolutions in there. So I just can't see me pulling the trigger on that thing at this point. So, but it is what it is, you know, it is what it is. So let's jump back into it. What's going on, Jess? Ashby, Pops 305. He says, who makes the B1B? I believe it's X-Fly. It's going to be an X-Fly airplane. So very, very cool. What's going on, RC Pilot Will? He says, I see the cap to the Griping is still missing. It is. The cap is still missing. Dude, I went out there. I don't know if you guys saw the video of the Griping, but I was flying the Griping somehow, some way. Me and Jeff double checked it. I heard it snap. The pin went through the little hole and it came off in flight. And I looked at the video and you see it. It's like 3 minutes and 41 seconds in that video. You see a little great thing fall off. And I'm like, that's it. And I went out there and walked the field and literally could not find it. So I don't know if they sell the plain hatch. I'm going to have to get up with Banana Hobby and find out. And I was looking at it and I was like, now what am I going to do, right? So I was thinking of modding a piece of foam and putting it over there just to keep the air out of it. But I'm sure they'll have some other hatches in reference to the Griping. And I'm telling you, man, that 70 millimeter fly fans is amazing. It has a ton of thrust. It's very impressive for what it is. Very impressive. Snow River said, did Jeff put the pins in it? Jeff did not put the pins in it. He did not. Jeff's gonna be like, y'all are talking trash about me, and I can't even defend myself. Lee Man says it went into Jeff Triangle. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I don't know where it went. I really don't. It kind of blew my mind. But yeah, so let's see here. Let's see. Philip Alonso's. He goes, "Do you guys know when the Motion RC Eurofighter 90 millimeter is going to be in stock?" So it's supposed to drop in March. So, um, sometime in March, it's supposed to drop. So hopefully it comes out early before then. I don't know, but hopefully we get it earlier. Um, and and I'm hoping that we get it, we can look at it and fly it and everything like that, and that'll carry me on to the B1B. Right? Jeff was like, "Are you gonna get the B1B?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the B1B, man. Like, if there's an airplane to get, clearly the B1B is the one to get." You know, so it'll be neat to see how many of them are like are at your airfields. I'm sure it's going to be a ton. Let's see. Eddie K's RC. Bobby, what motor do you got in that Piper Pawnee? I had a Sato 91 in mine. So that has an Evolution 80 gasoline two-stroke engine. You know how they converted those little glow Evolution motors into gas? Well, that's what's in that thing. And so me and Jeff are laughing at it because we're like, it doesn't have a lot of power at all. And it could be the inefficient master air screw prop that's on there. Um, and I even leaned the thing out, and it was like not impressive speed wise, but it flies good. And it's one of those easy planes that you want to fly. I mean, you could fly it and sit there and drink a cup of coffee and be about, and go on about your business. So, you know, Snow River's absolutely right. He says they'll find it when they mow, and they normally do find stuff when they mow airplanes. Seth Greenberg says, I like Motion RC's prices. Motion RC's prices are good. Yep, I will say that. I do like their prices. I didn't like their prices though a couple months ago when they went up. Very impressive to see them go up and then bring them down because that doesn't normally happen with people with these businesses that do, they kind of sell this kind of stuff. So um, it is what it is. But to see that come down and for them to say, hey, we brought the prices down, two things either happen. Either sales dropped like dramatically, or two, they actually had the opportunity to bring prices down, which is very nice. It's super respectable. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Let's see. Jetman said Bobby is cooking with gas now. Yeah, man. And me and Jeff are kind of like we try to hit everything in the pendulum, but it's funny because Jeff will tell you he goes like 110% in one direction. Like when he goes in, he goes all in. Like he went all in with the electrics. Now he's going, kind of back to the gas planes, trying to balance everything out. So, and I'm going back to I'm trying to do both. So with all the airplanes that are coming out, it's going to be interesting to see what we have. So let's see here. I have the Stork also. Is that a dancing wing? Yep, it is. It is a dancing wing. So, man, it's good. Ken Sprouse, you got good eyes, man. I want to see how well that thing flies. It's super light. So we'll see what it does. We'll see what it does. Let's see here. You guys are funny. Jeff said, bite me, Snow, after saying, did you put the pins in it? That's hilarious. Let's see here. And I was all geared up to go to Jeff's house too, but Jeff was coming back from way far away, so that's where Jeff's at today. And he was kind of sad about it, but it's all good. Boom, Lee Man. He goes, how about the re-release of the T-28? We talked about the T-28 Trojan. It's very, very yellow, man. And it's a Trojan. It's to be what it's supposed to be. Honestly, I think we talked about that last week or something like that. Good plane, looks good. It's extremely yellow. Too much yellow for me, to be honest with you. It hurts my eyes to look at it. But on a cloudy day, overcasty, it's probably going to be the best thing I look at. So, it's going to be one of those things. But let's see here. And, it's got all the new technology. It's got a little higher price on there to be expected, right? So let's see. Banana Hobby has no gripe and spares on the site yet. Contact Harry. Let's see. She'll let you know when getting them in. Oh, yeah. I already planned on talking to her to see. I figured the griping didn't have anything on it. So, and, honestly, that hatch is of such that I've got enough foam laying around here that I could put foam in there, that I could make something to stuff in there and secure it, and be perfectly fine. But that's, yeah, I imagine they're gonna have more of them. So, and look, I wanted to fly the thing. I wanted to fly it so much after the first flight. Jeff's like, "Man, take it up again," and I did. I took it up again, strapped the battery in there with the hatch wide open in the air, and flew it again, and it did perfectly fine. But super impressed by that airplane. You put a gyro in that thing, and you really got you something that is really smooth in the air. So awesome flying airplane. The fan flies. It surprised me. I didn't think it would rotate off of grass, and it had no problem whatsoever. So Lionel Randall, that's good. That's good advice, buddy. I appreciate that. John Perry, he says, I got the Chinese air balloon killer, free wing F-22 90 millimeter, be delivered tomorrow to my doorstep. Can't wait to fly it. I see your video on it. It's awesome. Yeah, dude, that F-22 is an excellent flying airplane. I think you're going to like it. The flight envelope of the F-22 is amazing. There's nothing it really can't do. It can do all the things the full size airplane can do. While we're talking about that, though, what do you guys think about the Chinese balloon? Right, that was pretty interesting. I thought. What are your thoughts on that? I have to ask because I'm sure you've seen a ton of memes of them going around and everything like that. Was it a spy balloon? Was it a weather balloon? And then it turns out to be a spy balloon, and then it's on the West Coast, and then it travels all the way over to the East Coast. And as it's over the East Coast, and they decide to shoot it down. Very interesting how those events unfolded. Cool to see them use the F-22 though to do it. Right? It's kind of cool. I was wondering why they used a rocket when they just could have used their machine guns to do it. I was just kind of curious. So I thought that was pretty interesting at that. Right? You got to pay attention to that kind of stuff. Pretty interesting. Let's see. Let's see. Jeremy Cross says it was a distraction. Yeah, everything's a distraction these days. Let's see. What's going on, Hamilton's Hangar? That's pretty interesting. Let's see. Ken and Lee just flew my Draco today. Well, that's good. He flew the Draco. Let's see. Anthony Walshy says banana hobby prices are getting in that tail. Are getting in that tail. Oh, other words, you're saying that it's getting high. Well, and you're right, but you have to look at the quality of the airplanes that we're getting and the type of airplanes that we're getting. I mean, a lot of us want these cool exotic airplanes, the stuff that we don't really get to see. And you have multiple engines in there and multiple ESCs and stuff, and sweeping wings, that all comes at a price. So, while it is on the higher end of the spectrum for a EDF foam plane, in a 70 millimeter, you're still getting a lot of cool factor right in there. So, I'm not trying to justify the cost for you guys, but I'm trying to justify the cost for what it is, because it'd be interesting to know how much it actually costs to actually make that airplane. Because I'm wondering, I mean, do they have to pay royalties to, the manufacturer who actually made the airplane, like licensing agreement? How does that stuff work, man? It'd be really interesting to have somebody who knows that. Because what if they get a small cut of that airplane? Shipping, we know shipping is crazy. And then the fact that airplane is really large, the boxes are large, you can assume that means the freight's going to be even more expensive. So there's a lot of stuff to think about other than, it's just being mailed out. So kind of take these things into consideration. And look, it's our hobby, man. I'm not going to let a $50, $100 difference in an airplane stop me from buying something that, I wish I had, Now, when I crash it, I'm going to be wishing that I listened to my gut. So it is what it is. Speaking of crashing, did you guys see the crash video that I was telling you guys about? With the when I crashed the stick. Boy, oh boy, me and Jeff were talking about that, and I I'm gonna do it again. I'm going to crash another airplane because of inattention, plain and simple. Not even gonna sit over here and tell you guys that I'm never gonna do it again, because I'm gonna do it again. Because it's very difficult to talk and explain these airplanes, on camera. Sometimes it's even more difficult to talk about these airplanes and try to set it up. Um, and do it that way. As as Jeff is recording, right? So a lot of mistakes were made there, but I had somebody hit me offline. They said, Bobby, why'd you even put that video up there, man? And I'm like, because a lot of people are going to see that video and they're going to learn from it, and they're not going to make that mistake, or they'll make that mistake, but they just won't make it a lot. So it's one of those things that it's a teachable moment, right? And it's very humbling when you do something like that, because you're like, golly, come on, man, step it up a notch, right? We all do dumb things. Some people just either say they do them or they don't do them, but we all do dumb stuff, and we know that. So without further ado, let's take a look at that real quick video of me tearing up that stick. Let's just get straight to it. Here we go. It's fun. It's okay to poke and laugh at me, guys. It's cool. It's completely cool. Completely cool. Here we go. And then look at my face. Yep. I knew something was up right there. Just look how it fell apart. That's a foam. I mean, that's a balsa airplane. That's balsa for you guys. Balsa. I've done that with the foam airplane, and it wasn't that bad.
Did you get it?
I got it, sir.
I'm not really
look
sure.
at that.
Did you see how that thing just folded up?
Yeah.
It looked like the ailerons are reversed.
That's the look of disbelief right there, guys. I just paused it. That's the reality look right there.
They're not.
So it looked like.
That's the denial phase right there, where you're like, I didn't do it. But deep down inside, you're like, did I do it? And then you're like, I know I didn't. I checked it.
They're not reversed.
And then that's you trying to sell it to yourself that they're not reversed. So you got to go out there and take a look at it, right? Those are the three phases of a crash.
Let's go see.
No.
Shock.
I just checked
awe,
everything. You saw it.
And then reality. So we go walking up to it.
That was a sport receiver in there.
We're taking
That's the only thing I can think of.
You start thinking about how
he gave me another fuselage.
Sport receivers.
I need a wing though.
So you're walking up to the carnage. And
I got control
there.
Okay, so let's see.
And you see pieces. Now you see the pieces, and it's not good, right? Like, that's not what you want to see. Airplane fuselages in half are never good.
There's the prop.
Yep.
Wow. Well, that's going to be hard to see.
And so,
let's just.
Oh, that's not too bad.
You get it together, and you're kind of like, do I really want to know what happened if I reversed it or not? The answer is you really don't.
Here,
you got to.
Yeah, bring that.
It's not pretty anymore, guys.
This was fun. Like, this is funny recreation.
It is what it is.
We're doing crash investigations here, guys.
Yep. So we're doing a little NTB, investigation.
So go left with the ailerons. See what it does.
Luckily, everything is there. And this is where you see the bottom drop. You're like, gosh, dang.
What's wrong?
The reverse.
Left should go up.
Yep.
Ain't that a bit?
And that's where you realize reality is not fun sometimes. So.
We'll bleep that part out.
That's dumb.
Yep. And I'm like, that's dumb.
Things happen.
Right?
That sucks.
Guys, we videoed this to show everybody that we make mistakes too.
And dude, I literally just plugged this thing up.
I did.
Broke my golden rule. Oh well.
Like and subscribe. We'll
like
see you
and
next
subscribe.
time.
You live, you learn.
So
that sucks.
That's the damage. Got a handful of parts.
It is what it is.
Hey.
I'll tell you this.
But it's pretty funny, man. We fly these airplanes, we tear them up, we hit stuff, and it is what it is. So as hard as that was, man, that was not good. Let me jump back into comments and see what you guys are saying. Let's see here. Gooniac saying it happens. Gooniac says, I've crashed plenty. Oh yeah. Being human and filming is good. I think so too, man. Inspect. Or tell. Let's see. Everybody says, they were reversed as soon as it flipped. And I did, dude. It's the worst feeling ever. If you've ever done this, you know what it is right as you do it. And then you're like, come on, Ryan Day, what's up, buddy? Good to have you in here. He says we've all done it. You're absolutely right. I had a guy, he was like, man, that's a rookie move. And I'm like, it's more like a veteran move, to be honest with you. So it happens. Let's see. The first 3 years, I did dumb things with RC planes. Yeah, we all did. Let's see. DNS. Let's see. He goes, hello, Rcplanereviewer. In your opinion, does the radiation from the RC transmitter damaging our health? Is it? I'll be honest with you, man. I don't think so. I don't know. I wouldn't even scientifically, I don't have any, evidence to prove that, but I can assure you that this right here is probably putting out more radiation than your radio is. And guess what? You're sticking this right to the side of your head. So, yeah, that this probably can't be good. But like I said, you think about it, this is all relatively new technology to us. So the last time I checked into something like that, there wasn't enough studies out there to actually prove, to confirm or deny if something, if it was actually enough. From some of my training that I've had with like Doppler effect and radio waves and stuff like that, they do emit a certain level of radioactivity, I guess you could say radiation. So uh, you know, too much radiation is never a good thing. Exposure to that is never a good thing. So, that's a great question, though. You know, I don't know how to I don't know how to answer that. And be 110% behind it. That might be something good for me to research, and I might do that and report back to you on the next show. Let's see here. Anthony, let's see. He goes, "Oh, I agree with you. I was referring to Motion bringing down their prices so they could be more competitive. I'm all in on saving money, but very sensible about it." Yeah, Anthony, what I like to call myself is I never say like I'm cheap because I'm not cheap. I like to say I'm cost efficient. Like if I'm going to spend money, I want to, spend it on something that's good. So I like to get the best bang out of my buck, and I like to be, like I said, cost efficient. So there's nothing wrong being sensible about it, man. That's what the name of this game is. So let's see. Crash Test Dummy says, "I really like what I'm seeing from XFly. I am too, in Banana Hobby. Banana Hobby's doing a really good job as a distributor, I will say. And Banana Hobby, the fact that they're actually, I talked to Carrie, I talked to Jeremy, um, and a couple of other people, and I know the care that they put into making these decisions with these airplanes. The stuff, the testing that Jeremy's been doing with this airplane to find the right CG for it, with the wings out and in. I mean, these are things that we don't even think about that somebody has to take and test the airplane to find out on the B1. Somebody has to take the B1 and fly it hundreds of times, putting in weird positions, sweeping the wings, bringing the wings back in, trying to find the weak points that, to make sure that when we get this airplane, it's in its best, performance as possible. So I've been really impressed with being able to see how Banana Hobby works, how Carrie is on the ground. She literally cares. There's nothing that she doesn't sell that she doesn't know about to a good degree. Very, very good. Very, very good. So when I tell you that Banana Hobby is doing a good job, I sincerely mean that. To the point that, yeah, I'll say it, man. I'm a fan now. I kind of fell off of them about a year or two ago. It looks like she took over the company and hit the reset button and took the reins over herself, and she fired a bunch of people. And I'm telling you, man, that company has been completely recreated from what it is. So very interesting, very interesting. But they're doing she's doing a wonderful job. If you don't believe me, look at the jets that are coming out. Let's see. Let's see. It's not you and Jeff. It must be something in the water down there that causes that. Yeah, it's called. It's just called. Man, sometimes we get to the field and we try to rush. Bobby, let's see. Ken Sprout says, "Bobby, I flew my erratics. I literally had just got off the phone with Jeff, and my ailerons were reversed. I blame Jeff." That's funny, man. And see what I'm saying? It's so easy to do. It's so easy to do. And the more airplanes you have, guys, the easier it is to do. The easier it is. So I learned a very valuable lesson with this last crash for sure. So let me jump back down in there. Let's see here. We were going back to the conversation about radiation. Hamilton used to work on there. He used to be the guy that climbed up there and would do the maintenance and installs of new stuff on there. So he's a great source to talk about it. So Hamilton says, "In front of your transmitter while it's transmitting." Let's see here. He said, "Used to work on radiation towers, so I'm familiar with the antennas." That's good to know. Let's see. Lee Man said, "Well, yes, that's because it's a Samsung phone." That's funny. Don't hate on the Samsung phone, man. I love that thing. Clearly, I'm not anti-Apple. I just don't like the Apple phone. To me, it's not very intuitive. For work, I have a work phone, and it's an Apple phone, and it's very good. Snow River RC says 5G is eating your brains. It probably is. It probably is, along with everything else. Let's see, not enough output of RF to hurt you. Large antennas would make you sick and whatnot after a few minutes. That's good to know. What about if you live near those towers, right? Stolt Production says the answer is no. You can take 5 MR, let's see, per hour, and no way transmitters and phones emit that. So there you go. So I hope that helps you answer your question there. Let's see. Turn One says, reminds me of the radon scare of the early 2000s and the granite countertops. Oh, yeah. I know. I remember that, too. Let's see. Pops305 says, there's nothing cheap about flying RC planes. Even the small ones crash and parts crash. You go buy more. Yeah, absolutely. Look, stupid thing, guys. I crashed a carbon cub, and it was so dumb. I did it, and it was dumb, but it was funny at the same time. I was literally flying the carbon cub. I was the only one out there. I was flying a carbon cub, trying to take a short with my phone, and I was doing one wheel landings. That's how good that carbon cub is. And the wind blew, and it like cartwheel and spun around. And I was like, I shouldn't even have been doing that stuff, right? Just being silly. But, it's a part of the hobby, and, it's a risk we're willing to take. It's easy to get over comfortable with flying and make mistakes. Absolutely, Seth. Let's see. Surface checks for sure. Airvec says, I've reset one of my Bonafide receivers, then forgot to recheck the surfaces, watch my tail hop over the nose, and cause the elevator was reversed. Yeah, dude. It's terrible. Turn One says, I get sick every time I fly. LOL, but that's only because I fly like Jeff. That is hilarious. Poor Jeff. He's getting slaughtered over here. Man can't defend himself, and I can't defend him. Let's take one more look. We came out with a video. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it, but look, we flew E-Flight P-51D. Really nice flying airplane. We talked about it. We released the video last week. And, it's a Mustang. If you like Mustangs, I think if you want one that's 1.2 meters, I think that's going to be the one that you want. Really nice flying plane. I'm not big into Mustangs. There's no surprise there. But really impressed with how Jeff flew that airplane. And it was a windy day, and it was very thankful to have AS3X. And let's take a video of it and see what you guys think. We'll take a look at the video, see what you guys think, and then we can make a decision after that. So let me queue up the video. We're going to share this. Get that video up. Boom. And I'll let you guys take a quick. We're going to run through that video real quick. And Jeff did a phenomenal job. Watch his landing. It can't get any better than that. All right. Here we go. So, boom. Sharing the screen.
Rendition of the P-51. It's like 1.2 meter.
It was a windy day, so we got to take it off. It's a Mustang, so you got to ski on the elevator, right? We know that.
Lots of power.
It's got good power. It's extremely quiet.
Right in the bowl.
And he immediately started going slow with it, which is interesting. With some airplanes, you got to be careful.
Just going to jump into the bowl like that. Look how smooth that is.
But it's extremely smooth.
Nice.
Guys. Extremely smooth. When you see us get
really low with pushing it around,
we keep it in the bowl. The bowl means that,
that.
Airfield.
It's an extremely light airplane, and we're with a 2200 4S LiPo,
and it has a really good flight envelope. So
milking it.
And Jeff literally was just flying that around.
It looks good.
We're flying that on a Press 2200. Plenty of power. Look at that.
Ooh. Oh, nice.
Victory
by the way, my rates are opposite of what I normally do.
It's one of those things that you can carve around the air.
So they're doing victory rolls already.
And so, really nice flying plane.
We got a nice little cloudy day, but it shows up okay.
About it, I was concerned was how it was going to look with the clouds, with the gray and the blue nose. Man, it kicked right on out.
35% draw.
Oh, nice. It feels pretty good.
It was really good. I was impressed with this
airplane. Inside the bowl.
Very
perfect park flyer.
And that was one I didn't get a chance to fly because me and Jeff were having such a good time out there flying other stuff.
Man, you're doing really smooth with that, Jeff.
Hyperplane. And you can
see it does really well inside the bowl.
We're just cruising around.
Look at that.
And Jeff got it as slow, really slow. I mean, we probably could snatch it out there.
Wow, that's super slow, man. Look at that.
And it's got the, the fuel tanks on there, so it's kind of draggy a little bit. But it's got plenty of power to get out of its way.
All right, let's do it. The hardest part on a Mustang is the landing. So let's see if we can score a good one.
Jeff sets up for a landing, and this is probably the best landing
But you weren't terrible with him.
Look at that, right?
Man, Jeff.
Slow it down a notch. I mean, check out the wheels, right? Connect, and they stay glued to the ground. He's on the elevator. Not too much, not too much.
Yeah, dude.
That he brings it right in.
Wow, nice landing.
We're super proud of him.
That was perfect. Yeah. Jeez.
He did a really good job with that. So.
That was smoother than smooth.
And that was brought to you by Raleigh Hobby Shop. RaleighHobbyShop.com.
Not bad.
Good
Day flyer. If you don't like a challenge, so to say.
Yeah.
But all in all, man, I don't know, what are they, 329?
I think so, 329. Yeah, Raleigh Hobby.
AS3X.
Not bad for what it is, guys. Not bad for what it is. So you got a chance to see that, man. It flies really nice, We used 4S on it, and it was perfect. So, like I said, let's see. Red Ron is fine. Said best Mustang 4S, 3S, definitely. The V900 Fast Agile. And look, I've got a V900, by the way, and I haven't even flown the thing. So need to do a review of that. So, lots of airplanes in the Shuck that we haven't reviewed, man, that are just sitting there, just waiting. So let's see here. And I'm looking, let's see. Wings 88 says way too many P-51s out there. And that's kind of how I feel about the P-51, right? Like that's why I don't really care for it so much. I mean, it's kind of one of the airplanes where you're just kind of like, man, I've seen so many of them. You get kind of burned out on them, but they're great flying airplanes. So it is what it is. Oh, we got TJ in the house. What's going on, TJ? TJ says he loves that V900. V900 is a nice flying airplane. And I like how fast that thing is and how smooth it is, dude. But TJ, good to have you in here, man. I'm glad you popped in, buddy. I missed you at the field. Let's see. Mike Met says mine was 4S, is fast. That's weird. Just flew the P47 and P39, all same power and battery and ESC, all flew fast. Yes. So, yeah, man. Turn One Terminal says starting a new group called I Blame Jeff Every Time I Crash My Plane. That's terrible. Hey, look, man, you can't blame Jeff for everything, So, it's funny though. You guys are funny, man, and you know what? We really appreciate the joking and the candor and stuff like that because it makes it a lot fun. And like I say, guys, if you can't laugh at yourself, man, who can you laugh at, right? Lehman says Jinx video. You weren't right for that, Bobby. I did, man. I was talking trash. I almost jinxed him like right there at there. And Lee, man, you picked up on that, man. That was pretty good. So I'm telling you, pretty interesting, man. Let's see here. Going through. Seth Greenberg says I had to jump. Let's see. I had the June 9th. Oh, P51, and it was slow. Yeah. Also, I have the big one, the larger one too, and I need to make a video of that one too. But I'll be honest with you, man. The Mustangs just don't do it for me. So when I get the Mustangs, I'm kind of like, I don't really care to do a video on it, but I need to do a video on it because it's the most popular RC airplane out there, in this country. Along with the Corsair, so I kind of like the different stuff, but yeah, I'm just going to have to suck it up, man, and get accustomed to always having to do a Mustang because they're either always going to do a Mustang, a Spitfire, and a Corsair, Hellcat would be a cool one, but, it is what it is. So here's a cool question. Stoltz Production over there, Banana Hobby, check it out. They were wondering what would be the next cool propeller airplane that you would want. So if you get a chance, go to Banana Hobby's Facebook group, pull that up, take a look at it and see, and drop in there what you actually would like to see. There's so many cool propeller airplanes that are out there that you would like, and they're listening, man. They are listening. So pay close attention, travel over there to Banana Hobby and see what you said. So that was not a shameless plug. That was just complete honesty too. Like they're listening. So if you don't believe me, the B1B wouldn't have came out, right? So, some companies just churn out whatever they want and they don't pay attention to what the consumer wants. And when that happens, you get renditions of airplanes that were good. They just take them and then they put new electronics in them and like, here, we got a new airplane, and they slap new paint on it, and you get what you get. And that was not a stab at anybody, but it's just the truth. Let's see here. Turn 1 says the 1.2 flies so much better than a 1.5. Yes, it does. Let's see. Lionel Randall says, did you see Ralph's video on Banana about setting up the T7A 80 millimeter reverse thrust? I did, and I thought that was very, very awesome that he did that. Very, very easy, man. Very, very easy. He says the standard ESC has reverse thrust. I didn't know that until he came out with that video. Guys, if you have a T7A, fly that thing. It's an amazing flying airplane. Wonderful. I did a speed trial. Actually, TJ was there at the field. Jeff was out doing family stuff. TJ videoed it, and I actually have the T7A like right there. I repaired the landing gear because I stalled it on landing because the thing flies so good. It literally stopped like flying that quick before I could react to it and stalled it. So you'll see that video come out probably Saturday. And I'll come out with that video. You'll be able to see that. We did a speed trial on that airplane. So pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. So it sucks that I stalled it, but it didn't tear it up at all. The gear on there are resilient, man. The most beefy retracts I've ever seen because it kind of pancaked and did like that. But I will say, very well made airplane. Love, and I was happy when I walked over there. Let's see. TJ says, turn 1, you're right. You're so right. The 1.5 sucks on performance. Yeah, man. It's just a big airplane. It's just kind of lumbering. I feel like if we take that 4-blade prop off and give it a 2-blader, we'll have a monster. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see here. Oh, Lee Man says, I would love to see a twin-engine Cessna. I would love to see a twin engine. Like, what is it? Is it not the 150, but it's the one that has the pusher prop. The one in the rear is a pusher and a like a screw behind there. Let's see. He says, I want to know what multi-prop would be cool along with the single. Lots of possibilities out there, everyone. Yeah. So, and, so think about that, guys, and go on to the Banana Hobbies website and drop in there on the Facebook group and put in your 2 cents, man, because you never know. That 2 cents might get you a couple of quarters out of there, right? You might have change coming. Let's see. Turn 1 says, need a great BF 109 or Mosquito. I wouldn't mind seeing a Mosquito, to be honest with you, but I love the A1 Sky Raider. Like, that is a wonderful airplane. Let's see. Turn 1 says, Hangar 9 20cc ARF is the best. However, it's been discontinued. That one's been discontinued, but they just came out with a new, the 20cc, it's Ag Wagon or whatever you want to call it, but they just came out with that. And so it's back in the mix. It's actually called the Pawnee Brave 20cc. So that one's back. So if you like balsa planes like I do, it's great. Let's see here. Mosquito would be cool, man. Let's see. Oh yeah, the C337. That's it. Yep, C337 would be cool. Wings 88 for sure. E-Flight needs to make a 1.2 Ultrix with retractable nose gear. 4S, 6S options. Oh man, that would actually be different, man. I love like the manufacturers that are putting out really high quality stuff. The B1B is sheer impressive. The cool thing about it is, let's just talk very honest. I've had the free wing Tomcat F14, and it has the retracts. The wing sweep back, and I'm telling you, man, it's a quagmire, a mess of wires inside of that thing, and you have to do so much to upgrade it to make it, grass worthy. And, on perfect landings, the landing gear are doing funky things. You're getting compression fractures on the foam. You don't have any of that stuff with this B1B or these new renditions of airplanes. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this airplane comes out. I'm super excited about it, but like I said, I'm just trying to be very reserved and very, cautious about it because I don't want to over anticipate the B1B and get it and be like, man, that was fun. That was an awesome ride, right? So I'm just very cautious. There's been tons of videos out on it, so I've kind of pulled back from watching some of the videos. So when it comes out, it's going to be great and it's going to be new, and I get to, pop wheelies with that thing and do all kinds of stuff. But Jeremy, while you're in here, just curious to ask, what type of speed do you think you're getting out of that B1B? Like, what do you think is pushing? You can just give, this isn't verified. This is probably a guesstimate. But what is your guesstimate on the speed on that B1B since we got you? Let's see here. I think that's a 100-year-old man really ran. Almost, let's see, almost a 100-year-old man with lead. Oh, wow. Gotta love the Bayhawk. So let's see. I'm hoping Jeremy's still in here. I want to know what they think it is. Let's see. Seth says, yeah, he was slow but fast enough to get out the way. Yeah, that's what he told me. He said it's fast enough to hold its own. And so, I understand that. So when you see it, it's got twin 70s. I imagine it's pushing 100 miles an hour, right? So, all right, there you go, guys. So Jeremy said, give or take 110, 115 miles an hour. So twin 70 millimeters scooting around at 110, 115 miles an hour. That large airplane, impressive. So I think that's very good. I feel like anytime you get one of these EDF jets over 100 miles an hour, that's a very good thing. When you get them in and past 120 and plus, that's even better. So when you get them even more than that, it's just icing on the cake. So that's a really nice speed for that airplane. So and he's dropping some more stuff. That's 11-pound airplane, which is fairly light on one 6S5000, guys, running twin 70s. And you're getting about 3.5 minutes of flight time, so that's really good, Snow River says, wasn't the J65 over 100? It was, yeah. We clocked it. I think it was like 100 and 115, 118, close to 120. Again, J65, amazing airplane. I had the PJ50, of course, but yeah. So wonderful flying airplane. The gear are amazing on that airplane. It's extremely scaled out. Just a really nice looking airplane. So the airplane that airplane alone probably has potential to be the airplane of 2023, unless something comes out crazy from Motion RC that they've got in their back pocket that we don't know about, which they're known to do, would be impressive. So we'll see what happens. And I'm just very, very patiently waiting to see what else is coming out, because I know Banana Hobby has a couple of other wild cards in their back pocket. So stay close, stay very close, with your ear on the ground, because you should be seeing a lot of good stuff coming out. Jeremy said landing gear is super scale. So that's impressive. And the wheels look of decent size. So he says average time 330, landing with about 30 to 40% left on batteries. That's impressive. So really, you could probably push it to close to about 4 minutes before it flies out of, with 10% left in there. That's enough for another go around. So that's the sweet spot, man. That's good to know. That's really good to know. And one thing about Jeremy, guys, is like he does a very thorough job about flying these airplanes, about being consistent about the information coming out of these airplanes, and it's well documented. And he's one of those guys that if it has a problem, he's going to take that problem, report it back to the manufacturer, make them fix it. So that way, when you get it in your hands, you've got something that's turnkey and ready to go. Like that's how he functions. And I know this because we've had conversations off the screen. Let's see, flew consecutively on batteries at AEF to ensure no issues with landings and testings. We let's see, he said we didn't end the front every time. No curtains to hide behind. So, and that's the thing, he did it in front of everybody. So you see exactly what you get. And look, guys, the airplane he's flying is a demo model. So, it is what it is. Snow River says, yeah, the plane flight line has been working on for 2 years. Yep. So, It is, man. Sometimes these airplanes, I think they said something along the lines like the MiG-29 took like almost a year and a half in planning before it even came out. So, these things, if you think about it, I mean, I would imagine it probably takes time, but man, a year and a half is a long time. Mike Miss says, Jeremy, what is the best battery brand and milliamp for the B1B in your opinion? That's a loaded question for sure. I'm going to tell you HRB. Somebody else is going to tell you Roaring Tops, and somebody's going to tell you something else. Anyone getting the yellow carbon ZT28? I'll be honest with you, man. I'm probably not going to get it. Jeff thinks I'm going to get it, but I'm probably not going to get it unless it just wows me or something like that. But I just don't foresee me getting it. And it's an amazing flying airplane. Like, it's great. So, and look, Seth is absolutely right. Spring's coming, guys. It's right around the corner. So a new flying season. I'm excited too, Seth, about the new flying season coming around. I mean, days are getting longer. Temperatures are getting warmer. Heck, today it was 72 degrees here in North Carolina. So, it's just one of those things. Ryan Day, he says, I'm surprised more guys aren't using Li-ion batteries. Have you seen old boy that builds his own and flies his jets? Crazy. Yes, I do. I know who you're talking about. And yeah, man. I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with lithium ion batteries. There's nothing. For my big gas planes, I use A123s in those things, or Life-E's, PO4s. I use that kind of stuff. So I don't use a lot of lipos. The only airplane I use lipos in is my my big 109s. I'm sorry, the 105s. The Banana Hobby Aero Foam L39 and the MB339, which I love. I love those airplanes, guys. So yeah. Ralph flew his B1B for 6 minutes on one battery, guys. On one battery. So think about that. Think about that. Let's see. Question: is Horizon capable of bringing out a plane that shocks and delights us like the B1B? Lionel Randall, that's a good question, man. I know they have the capability to do it, but the real question is, do they already have one that was in planning that was already done, right? So, I don't know. They could have a lineup that's different. Like, they always seem to have a lineup that's, they're trying to keep a lot of people happy. They're trying to keep us, foam guys happy, propeller planes. They're trying to keep EDF guys happy. They're trying to keep guys that fly balsa planes, the ARF builders, assemblers, and then they've got the car side, they got the crawlers, they got the boats. So they got to kind of hit a lot of things on a spectrum, versus just focusing on airplanes. And that's kind of one thing I like about Banana Hobby, is that they focused on the airplanes, and obviously as a result, they've completely changed and refocused on the airplane game. So they're doing turbine jets, they're doing EDF jets, they've got prop planes that you can get, man. I mean, ARFs. I mean, it's really, really nice to see one person dedicated in this world where everybody is trying to do. Motion RC is trying to do boats. They're doing cars. They're doing EDF planes. They're doing propeller planes, so they're doing Legos or building things. They're doing so much stuff. So nothing against that. Businesses need that in order to survive, right? They need to diversify their what the items that they sell to get everybody, right, to survive. So I get that, but it is what it is. Red Wine says 6S SMC packs are great. SMC packs are great. HRBs are great. Roaring Tops are great. You're going to pay for them, but they're great. So let's take a look. Joseph Dale says, see you guys next week. Work is calling. Man, we've been rolling for an hour and 9 minutes, guys. I think it's time for me to shut this bad boy down. And so that's what I'm going to do. Let's see. Stolt Production says I had the B2 for over a year for testing. So you can see the quality of what I'm telling you guys. When that B1 comes out, it's going to be squared away and nice. So let's take a look here. Let's see. Snow River says, I watched the Fuquay Flyers video today of the Yak 11 beating the Viper 90 in a race. Yep. Those guys are right down the street from us, and they'll be actually joining our field, is what I'm told. So that'll be cool. We know those dudes. They're pretty decent. They're pretty good guys. Let's see here, Lee man. If didn't just buy the Draco, I would get the T-28. Yeah. Man, the Draco's a beautiful airplane. And I'll let people, hey, some people like that plane, some people don't. Allegedly, Verizon is supposed to drop a plane today. Oh, Horizon. Yeah. Nope, they didn't. And Seth Greenberg said Horizon is losing it for sure. I think they dropped a car instead, like a crawler. Or, let's see, lithium, high voltage, worth it, or stick with LiPos and EDFs. Some people will tell you that it's worth it. If the ESC can handle it, man, they put out a lot of power, but they also get kind of warm real quick. So, it is what it is. But yes, in high performance airplanes and EDFs, yeah, man, they benefit from it. Seriously. Wings 88 says bought the 1400 millimeter T-28 the other day, got $51 off some crazy sale from FMS. Oh yeah, their T-28 looks really nice too. And let's see, crazy sale FMS hobby site. Yeah, they did have, and I got an email about that too. So let's see, FMS has 2 sales happening. A Valentine's secret code for money off per 100 spent. That's really good. So all right, guys, listen here. We are at the point where it's time for me to punch off. We've been rolling hard. I certainly appreciate you guys. I miss Jeff being here, but I hope you guys got something good from it. One more thing before you guys go. I wanted to tell you guys this too. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you. I'll tell you next week. How about that? So anyway, don't forget to check out our channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got Raleigh Hobby Shop down there. You can see them scrolling. Make sure you go out there and check those guys out. And give them a call, or just give them a call and say, hey, I saw your hobby shop on, on the channel. That's nice for us. It lets us know people are tracking. And like I said, get out there, get some good flying time. For us, it's going to be a nasty, rainy weekend, unfortunately. So probably won't get any flying time in. But with that said, it is what it is. Certainly appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Hope you guys stay safe. Hope you guys get a bunch of flying in. And we'll see you next Thursday. And look, y'all don't have to leave the chat. Y'all can stay in there, make yourself comfortable as long as you want. But I got to get out of here. So, guys, y'all take care of yourself, and we'll see you then. All right.